Good day everyone, this is Sir QB and let us all continue to explore the English world. For today's lesson, we are going to talk about the use of appropriate oral language when giving instructions. In this lesson, you will learn how to prepare yourself, your family, and even your community for emergencies by understanding and giving appropriate instructions. Suppose an emergency occurs in your community or area, like fire, flash flood, earthquake, and COVID-19. True to the Bayanihan spirit of the Filipino, volunteers would rush to the scene to offer help and rescue victims. What should you do if you were caught in this situation? What are the things that you need to know to be safe in times of disaster? Do you know who or what to call in times of emergency? During an emergency, your parents will tell you what to do, and if you are not with them, there are other grown-ups who can help you, like firefighters, police officers, doctors and nurses, volunteers, and teachers. If you are on this kind of situation, always remember the most important thing. Do not panic. You cannot think clearly and you may freeze into inaction if you panic. To help you avoid going into panic, do the following. Take a deep breath. Assess the situation. Think quickly about the advantages and disadvantages of an intended action. Act quickly on the action you have decided to take. But what if you will be the one to provide the instructions? Here are some simple rules to ensure that your instructions will be understandable and possible. Phrase your instructions carefully and organize them logically. Make your instructions easier to do by using short and simple language. Provide all the important details in the instructions. When giving instructions, we must always remember that it should be clear, simple, and complete. On the other hand, I have here an example of an infographic from the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. They issued the guidelines on what to do before, during, and after a disaster to help prevent and control widespread disaster to people and property. Let us all read the infographic on screen and examine how it provides the appropriate instructions. What to do before the earthquake. Know the hazards in your area. Familiarize yourself with the following: fire extinguishers, medical kit, exit routes, evacuation plan. Check your house and have it prepared if necessary. Store harmful chemicals and flammable materials properly. Secure heavy furniture and hanging objects. Prepare your family's go bag containing items needed for survival. Participate in office and community earthquake drills. What to do during earthquake. When inside a building, stay calm and do the duck, cover, and hold. Duck under a strong table and hold on to it. Stay alert for potential threats. Stay away from glass windows, shelves, and heavy objects. After the shaking stops, exit the building and go to designated evacuation area. When you are outside, move to an open area. Stay away from buildings, trees, electric posts, and landslide-prone areas. If you are in a moving vehicle, stop and exit the vehicle. What to do after earthquake. Stay alert for aftershocks. Assess yourself and others for injuries. Provide first aid if necessary. Prioritize the needs of older persons, pregnant women, PWDs, and children. If in a coastal area and there's threat of a tsunami, evacuate to higher ground immediately. Check for spills of toxic and flammable chemicals. Stay out of the building until advised that it is safe to return. Check for damages in water and electrical lines and gas or LPG leaks. Knowing what to do long before the emergency happens can be a great help. Since fires and earthquakes are possible occurrences, it is good for you to join fire drills and earthquake drills. In this case, you will also know the appropriate instructions that will help you and your family in times of emergencies. Now, let us find out if you really understood our lesson for today. I want you to get your pen and your module and let us answer the learning task 1. For this task, I want you to familiarize yourself with emergency terminologies. You are going to identify what is being described in each definition. Write the letter that corresponds to your answer in your paper. Number 1. It is a necessity that contains important items needed by the family to survive. A. First aid kit, B. Disaster, C. Aftershock, or D. Go bag. Number 2. It is a collection of supplies and equipment that is used to give medical treatment. Is it A. First aid kit, B. Disaster, C. Aftershock, or D. Go bag? Number 3. It is a sudden calamitous event that seriously disrupts the functioning of the community and causes human, property, and economic or environmental losses. Is it A. First aid kit, B. Disaster, C. Aftershock, or D. Go bag? Number 4. It is the condition of being protected from possible harm. A. Preparedness, B. Safety, C. Aftershock, or D. Earthquake drill. Number 5. It is a training or practice exercise for if an earthquake occurs. A. Preparedness, B. Safety, C. Aftershock, or D. Earthquake drill. Number 6. This happens when people are separated from or leave a dangerous locations or place. A. Earthquake, B. Evacuation, C. Aftershock, or D. Earthquake drill. Number 7. The weak to violent shaking of the ground produced by sudden movement of rock materials below the Earth's surface. A. Earthquake, B. Evacuation, C. Aftershock, or D. Earthquake drill. Number 8. It is a smaller earthquake following the main shock of a major earthquake. A. Earthquake, B. Evacuation, C. Aftershock, or D. Earthquake drill. Alright! Now that you are all familiar with the emergency terminologies, let us proceed to the learning task 2. Using the infographic on earthquake presented in the introduction, copy and complete the table below by giving the appropriate instructions before, during, and after an emergency. The first one is done for you as your guide. And now, for our learning task 3, I want you to write true if the statement is correct and false if it is incorrect. Are you ready? Number 1. In times of emergency, it is necessary to avoid going into panic. Number 2. Never assume and underestimate the extent of disaster. Number 3. Information about the disaster is verified correct when it was broadcasted on TV and radio. Number 4. Before helping someone, make sure that you yourself is safe and capable to do so. And number 5. Lives and safety should be prioritized above anything else. And now, for your performance task number 3 and for your final task, imagine that you watched or heard from a news report that there will be a super typhoon coming in the Philippine Area of Responsibility or PAR your community is prone to one of the following situations. Situation number 1. Storm surge before the super typhoon. Situation number 2. Landslide during the super typhoon. Situation number 3. Flooding during and after the super typhoon. What you're going to do is to choose one emergency situation listed above. Prepare instructions or guidelines on what to do before, during, after your chosen situation. Write it on your paper. Number 3. Remember to make your instructions understandable and doable with the following these simple rules. Phrase your instructions carefully and organize them logically. Make your instructions easier to do by using short and simple language. In writing your instructions, be guided with the rubric that follows. Instructions: clear and appropriate. Organization: logical sequence of instructions. Completeness: use of facts or details. And mechanics: spelling and grammar. For a total of 20 points. Alright, let us end our lesson by writing your insights about the lesson. You are going to complete the statement below. I understand that, I realize that, and I need to learn more about. So that ends our discussion for today. Thank you for listening.